What up, players? It's WarbossTae up in his mug. Welcome to my blog entry for today, and I was able to get through all of the golds and all of the blacks. The black areas mainly being the casings for a lot of the weapons, and also the ribbing, or I call it ribbing, but it's this rubber, the joint parts in the armor. And the tricky part of those is that sometimes we don't realize that there's ribbing by the wrists and in the arm, right underneath the elbow pad. So a lot of times we forget that those guys are there, and then when we're done painting our model, we're like, oh shoot, dude, you missed the black area over there. But yeah, the bolter casings, I also drilled out the holes for the barrels of the weapons that haven't had that done yet, and it's starting to come along. You know, I took so much time doing the crystal, the mirror effect on the weapons, that it was kind of discouraging to me when I realized that after I've done the gold and the black that these guys still don't look like I spent all that much time on them. And I have. And the reason they don't look like it is because I have just gotten through, and you have to realize when you get through this part of a model that the base coats are going to be the slog. That's going to be the uphill battle. And once you get the base coats that the model is primarily colored in, for example, the silver, and once you start doing the little details in that, like the gold and the black, you can really start to play around with your colors. And I was encouraged, because I've been discouraged, I was encouraged when I looked at my test model over here on the side, and I realized, you know what, now I get to do the fun stuff. Now I get to do the white areas, the red areas, and all the parchment, and all of the bone-colored ivory areas. Now I get to do the eye slits. It's just getting through the slog of the base coats that really, you know, sometimes it sets you back. And that's why I love doing horde armies, because if you can turn your brain off and train yourself to just work, you'll be surprised by how much you get churned out. And for those of us who like to go out and buy the Flavor of the Month army and just have such a huge collection of models that we like to collect, that is an important part, because you don't want to get discouraged spending 2 hours doing gold detailing, and then you put down your paintbrush and you're super happy because you got all the gold on one model, and then you realize, oh, I've got 30 other guys to do. And then you throw the table over and you go watch Supernatural or something. You have to stay encouraged, stay in the game. Don't worry. Don't worry. The slog is the hardest part. I am with you guys. I know exactly how you feel. I've gotten some messages and comments saying, oh, I'm really discouraged that I'm not able to work as fast as you are, and I can't turn out models like you. And I just have to say, you know what, we're all going to work differently at different paces, and we all have different styles and different time-saving techniques. And mine, the one that I like to use, that I don't mind sharing at all with you guys, is that I put on something that interests me. So instead of just noise like a song or music in the background, which some people do, they'll put on music, I actually put on a podcast of things that I like to listen to. So if it's a gaming podcast, if it's a podcast about some other hobby you have, like cooking or what's it called, home improvement, anything that will get your mind off of what you're doing so that your hands and your eyes are doing the work, but your brain is focused on something else. That is the best way to get through the slog for me. So I hope that was helpful, and I hope you guys enjoyed this little look at what I've been up to. My next steps in this project is to work on the fine details, like the different colors I talked about. So thanks for checking out my blog, and stay tuned to see more.